Sunday the 26th. It's nearly midday, Aries, and you're convinced you invented the phrase 11s. Classy brunch intentions? Vanished. You're currently elbow deep in a sharing bag of crisps, and the only thing being shared is your regret. This afternoon, the cosmos suggests a deep clean of your search history. Spontaneously booking that macrame workshop? We all know you'll be ill on the day. Expect to be outrageously late for whatever social commitment you drunkenly agreed to last night, armed with a bottle of plonk you suspect your aunt gave you last Christmas. Tonight, true crime documentaries are calling, along with 2/3 of a leftover takeaway. Prepare to lose several hours to TikTok dances you'll abandon after approximately one hip swivel. Aries, your Deliveroo order history speaks volumes. Advice: step away from the online shopping, you don't need another Odyssey. On Sunday, expect to surface around midday, briefly mistaking your duvet for a straitjacket and wondering if that Deliveroo driver moonlighted as a kidnapper. Brunch. The toast popped up 3 times before you could face buttering it. Now you are intensely studying the crumb formation. The afternoon unfolds with the speed of a snail convention. Popping out for milk becomes a forensic examination of every item in HomeSense, culminating in a deep, personal connection with a ceramic frog. Texts asking still alive flood in as you slowly mold to the sofa cushions. Evening. Ambitious plans for homemade pizza crumble faster than feta. You'll be glued to conspiracy theories about whether cats are actually aliens whilst excavating the bottom of a sharing bag of crisps. The sunset is stunning, viewed entirely through the gaps in your blinds. Advice: treat yourself to a new scented candle. It's the only excitement you'll get. Today, Sunday the 26th of April, you awoke convinced someone replaced your brain with a bag of ferrets. This isn't even a Mercury retrograde situation, it's just pure Gemini chaos. Venus is tutting after that 2 a.m. purchase of a life-size cardboard cutout of Danny DeVito. You promised a sensible brunch and now find yourself elbow deep in Nutella, attempting a diamond-encrusted crumpet. Your doomscope animal today is a wasp with a grudge and no purpose, precisely like your attempts at online dating. Around 3 p.m., you'll accidentally RSVP yes to a toddler's birthday party. You don't even know the kid, but that bouncy castle beckons. By 5 p.m., you'll have started and abandoned 3 box sets and told 4 separate people about your neighbor's cat's questionable grooming habits. The evening finds you poised before the oven, desperately Googling how long to microwave a ready meal, a task so arduous it rivals rocket science. You'll burn it anyway. Advice: that tattoo of a badger playing the ukulele? Sleep on it. The universe is begging you to put down the bedazzler. Sunday the 26th of April. You'll surface from a dream where you were arguing with GOK-WAN about the correct way to fold a fitted sheet. Brunch. You'll eye the fancy avocado toast ingredients you bought, then settle for a packet of crisps at 11:30. Mercury's having a disco in your chart, complete with a smoke machine and questionable tunes. The afternoon stretches ahead like a never-ending episode of Antiques Roadshow. You'll briefly consider putting on actual trousers, but the allure of elasticated waistbands proves too strong. Instead, you'll spend 2 hours and 47 minutes watching videos of cats failing to jump onto things. The highlight will be precisely 2:22 p.m. when you realize you can order a pizza online without talking to anyone. Evening sees your social battery flatter than a pancake. Tonight's gripping entertainment involves re-examining photos from that disastrous barbecue in 2023, silently judging everyone's hair. Advice: stop living in 2023. You're one dodgy perm away from being a retro throwback. Sunday the 26th sees you stirring like a majestic beast rudely awoken by a sunbeam in its eye. Brunch was the plan, but achieving peak horizontal is looking far more likely. You may even craft an elaborate pillow fort and document it for the gram. Leaving the house this afternoon is optional. The cosmos suggests you'll spend a good hour wrestling with the sock drawer, only to discover one is missing, probably down the back of the radiator. You'll then inevitably pop to the shops just for milk and emerge 3 hours later with a disco ball and a sudden urge to learn the tango. Tonight, cooking is for those who enjoy washing up. Pizza beckons, alongside a full-blown documentary binge about competitive dog grooming, pausing only to see if that embarrassing photo from 2011 is still on the internet. Your Doomoscope animal is a cat staring at a closed door, precisely as likely to accept rejection as you are when someone else is winning on Pointless. Advice: stop rehearsing your acceptance speech and locate the washing machine. This Sunday, Virgo, you'll wake up later than planned, instantly regretting last night's third glass of Pinot. The stars suggest a day of relaxation, and by that, they mean you'll move from the bed to the sofa in under an hour. Mercury is still doing its backward moonwalk. Your brain feels like a toddler's birthday party, chaotic and loud. The afternoon brings a sudden urge to bake. You'll start strong with a Nigella recipe, then halfway through realize you're missing half the ingredients. Don't worry, it'll still be edible, in a rustic sort of way. Venus is observing your attempts at self-improvement. It's mildly amused. Evening descends. Dreams of a sophisticated film night collapse when you realize you've already seen everything twice. Expect a deep dive into YouTube rabbit holes, eventually landing on conspiracy theories about squirrels. You might even order a takeaway curry, even though you had one last night. Your anxiety just realized it's Sunday. Advice: stop arguing with the TV remote. It's not listening. Today, Sunday the 26th of April, Libra, you've surfaced at 11:53 a.m. after accidentally live-streaming your night of doom scrolling to 3 bewildered followers. Brain. Mashed potato. Detox. You were this close. Your doomscope animal is still a Xerus hoarding drama like nuts, inside a squirrel convention. This afternoon, Venus is giving you the side eye. At precisely 2:17 p.m. you'll suggest brunch, then spend the next hour rejecting perfectly good Avo toast pics with laser focus. You've reached peak Libra. Tonight, NASA predicts a chill, aesthetically coded night in, only to set off the smoke alarm trying to bake that bloody banana bread you saw on TikTok. The resulting flurry of panic deleting 47 unheard texts offering actual plans will be Olympic standard. Your sofa cushions will murmur passive-aggressive remarks in throw pillow code. The stars have spoken, probably to each other, about you. Advice: just pick a box set and commit. The entire cosmos is judging. This Sunday, Scorpio, the most strenuous activity you'll undertake before noon is wrestling with the duvet. You're not hungover, just committed to the horizontal life. Any attempts at cooking will involve staring blankly into the fridge, wondering if that jar of pickled onions constitutes a meal. Venus is currently giving you the silent treatment, much like your mum after you accidentally unfriended her on Facebook. The afternoon sees you plummet down a YouTube rabbit hole about competitive cheese rolling. This will somehow lead to you stalking your neighbor's holiday photos from 4 years ago. How fascinating. By evening, standards have dropped to rock bottom. Dinner is leftover chips and gravy from Friday night, and you're contemplating binge-watching that reality show about competitive dog grooming. Tonight, you're so full of hot takes that you briefly consider firing up that ancient Tumblr account. Advice: embrace the chaos. It's cheaper than therapy. Sunday the 26th finds you awake before 11, which, let's face it, is a miracle. Your doomscope object today is a clock that's 10 minutes fast, which, knowing you, is probably still showing the right time twice a day. This afternoon involves a quick trip to the shops that somehow ends with you owning a pineapple cora. Mercury is making your texts sound like you've had a full bottle of wine at lunchtime. You'll accidentally volunteer to bring your famous surprise dessert to next week's barbecue. They'll pretend to be delighted. Evening descends, bringing with it the siren call of sourdough. Your friends are texting, suggesting a last-minute pub visit. You will attempt Focaxia art while simultaneously scrolling through property prices, concluding you should move to Outer Mongolia. Sagittarius, your Deliveroo history reads like a culinary world tour conducted entirely from the sofa. You'll call it supporting local businesses. Advice: maybe just have toast. Sunday the 26th of April, Capricorn, you'll surface around 11:30, already mentally drafting the itinerary for maximum laziness. That final coffee was a strategic error. Brunch. An optimistic concept, given the current digestive landscape. Those WhatsApp groups are giving you the stink eye. Venus is actively sabotaging your social calendar. Responding to those invites will involve forensic analysis. The afternoon will be spent composing the perfect witty reply, then abandoning it to watch house renovation programs. Evening finds you battling the urge to create a spreadsheet of streaming options. Your viewing history is judging you silently. You've rated everything from competitive cake baking to documentaries about competitive cake baking. Yes, people are suggesting you go out, and yes, you've been invited. You're allowed one day of not being remotely productive. Enjoy, if you can. Advice: your sofa is starting to think you've committed to it. A brisk walk to the biscuit aisle will do. This Sunday, Aquarius, you're surfacing later than that last slice of pizza after a party. That innocent second glass of Prosecco has a lot to answer for, hasn't it? Your Doomscope object today is a pillow that's gone lumpy, flatter than a pancake someone sat on. Venus is clearly nursing a hangover of its own, hence the radio silence. So, treat yourself, darling. The cosmos strongly suggests blowing 40 quid on fancy biscuits because adulting is rubbish and a chocolate digestive is your happy place. Tonight, the stellar alignment encourages streaming, but you'll spend 2.5 hours scrolling, convinced there's something better, then you'll fall asleep during the opening credits. Your TikTok algorithm is serving up motivational fitness videos. The absolute cheek. The moon highlights your remarkable talent for buying reduced pastries that you definitely don't need. Advice: stop pretending to be too sophisticated for a nap. The stars are judging your caffeine intake. Sunday the 26th of April, you'll wake from a dream where you won a lifetime supply of gravy, Pisces. That full moon isn't illuminating your path, it's highlighting the fact you haven't done the washing up since Thursday. Mercury being direct means you'll only hit snooze 14 times. Consider it a personal best. Venus is throwing a strop because you promised to sort out the garden, but now you're watching garden makeover shows instead. You'll spend the afternoon nodding enthusiastically to true crime podcasts while secretly calculating how many Jaffa cakes constitute a balanced meal. That pile of unread magazines is giving you side-eye. Tonight, Mars retrograde has it in for your streaming choices, so settle in for an evening of channel hopping. Cooking is officially cancelled, the oven's still sulking from last weekend. Prepare for a triple threat of crisps for dinner, online shopping for things you don't need, and accidentally liking your ex's Aunt Mildred's holiday photos on Facebook. Advice: when life gives you lemons, chuck them back and ask for chocolate.